was an entrepreneur from the beginning. When I was almost 14, 15, I was working with my father. I had no money. And I had to find a way to race without the money. So I've approached some people selling go-kart, chassis and engine. And I said, okay, I have no money, but I could be a representative in my region of your product. And I learned at the same time how to prepare the engines. So I was working on my own engines and selling some product, and my father helped me because I was a little bit young. When I started racing, I did exactly the same thing. That's what I did from the beginning. Making decisions is obviously the key in any kind of business, but we have different kind of decisions we have to make. We are working on let's say short term, that means the race tomorrow, the rest next week, but we are also thinking of the development of the car for the year after, the 2 years, and then the regulation for year 8, that means in 3 or 4 years time. And that is kind of decision that you have to, it's a little bit more strategic. And then you have decision that we have to make tomorrow during the race, just like this. Sometimes looking at some engineers and very quickly and talking to the drivers, that may be the most difficult to make. I have taken some big risk in terms of the, let's say, the physical aspect, because especially with the cars we had in our generation, it was very difficult. But you try to minimize that. You know, you try to understand what is the risk. For example, you have the risk of losing a wing or losing a wheel. That's this kind of risk that you try to manage that. I mean, you're working with the team closely. You try to reduce it, and then you have the risk that you take yourself by taking, let's say, an extra risk to overtake somebody, for example, or in a wet condition. I've tried to minimize myself all kind of aspects, and I think I was quite successful on that. It's the key of everything, you know. I spent 40 years in motor racing, more or less, and what I like, in fact, in this environment, that like in the automobile industry, it never stops. That means you're always in movement. That means technology brings you to always in a new environment, and I'm not doing that only for motor racing. It's a combination of both. You know, I'm very interested about the technology, what we do for the future, how we can manage to work closely with the automobile industry, with our partner Renault, and we can see that we help them. You know, they help us and we help them. So it's a good combination, and I feel better inside when I have these kind of things. Technology is also the key for our century. You know, it's all moving so fast that if you're in the middle of that, I mean, you cannot be bored. I was convinced that the electrical technology will be part of our life, you know, for the mobility, the clean environment, and the fact that also the regulation, especially in our countries in Europe, that we had to reduce the CO2 on the cars, that I say, okay, that's the right timing, that was a good move. What is also the most important is with this new technology, we also bring new people, new generation, a little bit closer to us. It's good to have this perception that we are also helping in a way, and we are close to the generation, because if they are interested by electrical cars, they are going to be interested by the whole environment in general.